Now, let me explain a little bit about the prophetic code of music and act. You must understand that the prophetic goes with music and act. And when we talk about music, not ordinary music, secular music, not that. We are talking about spiritual songs. Have you ever wondered why many prophets love worship so much? Or have you ever asked the question, how comes there are a lot of music going on when it comes to prophetic atmospheres? Or why do prophets create a music atmosphere before they manifest in the prophetic? The answer is simple. When you read in Revelation chapter 15 verses 3, the Bible speaks about the songs of God, which means God has special types of songs. And when you check in the records of God from the scriptures, you realize that sometimes when angels are singing those songs, it is just one line or two lines. You can hear songs like holy, 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 things like that. And today, a lot of our Christian brothers have been able to tap into that realm and bring those sounds out for us. An example is Minister Theophilus Sunday, Ibuka songs, and the rest. Listening to their songs alone creates a scene for you to hear God. Creates an atmosphere for you to hear God well and with ease. Why do prophets love music so much? Number one, music quietens their spirit. You know, there are several noises around. If I ask you now to begin to hear the Lord's voice or to try to hear God's voice, you tell me, oh, it looks as if other voices are also talking in your head. So which one is the truth? So because of this problem, when you employ the strategy of listening to prophetic sounds, Christian instrumentals, they quietens your spirit. Another example is daytime, or during our daytime, we've been listening to all kinds of people, all kinds of voices and stuff like that, watching movie and stuff like that. So now, after watching and being busy throughout the day, and you now want to come to yourself and hear God, it's not going to be easy. But when you begin to listen to those sounds, they help your mind to be quiet, and they help your soul to rest. And when your soul rests, it was from there it can align for you to hear God. Number two reasons why prophets love spiritual songs is that it lifts your spirit into the realm of God. When we say to switch into the realm of God, it's about changing your mind from yourself, your worries, the world, your guilt, your shame, onto the Lord. So the moment I start thinking about God, I'm in the realm of God. It doesn't take fasting and prayer to enter God's realm. It only takes a change of mind to be with the Lord. So for instance, when a worship song is playing, the moment you start listening to the song, you see that your mind will be redirected from this physical world onto the Lord. And the moment your mind is on the Lord, you begin to start picturing, your thoughts start thinking about the things of heaven. Your affection is drawn towards Zion. And because your affection is drawn towards that, it will be easy for you to hear when God speaks. And the third reason why prophets love worship songs or spiritual songs is that it makes them spiritual. If you want to be spiritual, you have to listen to spiritual songs. Because it takes a change of mind to be spiritual. And music has that power to change your mind easily. Oh yeah. Preaching may struggle to change your mind. But music, seconds, and your mind is there. So majority of the times, when I come to prophesy, what I do is that if I realize that the atmosphere is dry, probably I'm so angry, or maybe that day things were not really going the way I expected, or my day was not well, or something happened along my way to prophesy, the only way I can put myself together is when I begin to worship. Worship purifies my mind and puts my mind well connected with my spirit. And when that happens, you assume the mind of Christ. And when the Lord speaks from within, because you have the mind of Christ, you are able to perceive what He is saying inside. So when you check in the scriptures, in 2 Kings chapter 3, verses 15, Elisha asked for a minstrel, not because without a minstrel, a prophet cannot prophesy. Don't think if there is no a musician, a prophet cannot prophesy. No, we can. But because we are humans, sometimes we can be distracted, sometimes we can be offended, sometimes we may have mood swings. Or how do we call it? Mood switch or swing, whichever way. Abi, you will understand what the Spirit is saying to the church. So Elisha was in that state. He was already offended by the appearance of the king of Israel. As soon as he saw the king of Israel, he was angry and started backlashing him. Yet these three kings came to inquire of God. And now you are attacking one. So in that anger, for him to come back and put himself in order to hear from God, he needed a musician who will sing to put him back in order. Praise God. The reason is that you cannot prophesy in anger. You can't prophesy with an unforgiving heart. You cannot prophesy in bitterness. You cannot prophesy in guilt. You can only prophesy when your mind is at rest and at peace. So he said, call me a minstrel, a musician. And the Bible said, as soon as the musician began to play the harp, and the prophet heard the melodies, the sounds, the harmonies that were coming from the string instrument, his mind was reshapen to the side of God. And you know, in God, there is no anger. In God, there is no bitterness. In God, there is no offenses keeping. In God, there is no unforgiving. In God, love prevails over judgment. So when he entered God, when his mind was tuned to God, what happened was that love begins to emanate from his spirit. His mind settled. Then God spoke and he heard. So if you are here and you have that problem, listen to me. Music can help you balance your mind and to quieten your mind, and or to put your soul to rest to hear him. God bless you. Thank you.